Hey guys, welcome to episode number 6 of the Derby Career Mode Live, and to start off this episode we do have the game against Brentford, which we did win 3-1 at the weekend. Of course, it's quite a recent fixture, and we're literally pretty much where we are in real life. We are about to go into the cup game against Man United in real life. However, in this career mode we're playing against Oxford United, so it's a slightly easier game, and a chance for some youth players and squad rotation players to get a chance to play, of course. Then we'll have Bolton the other week, and we'll hopefully go through in the cup and we'll see who we have. I'm thinking it's going to go around here-ish, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, then we've got Norwich probably to finish off the episode. Now, we've got quite a bit of money, and I think since it's one of the objectives for the season to develop youth players, we need to sign 3 of them. Let's set up the youth academy. So I think we're going to buy the best possible scout. It obviously gives us the best chance to sign the best possible players. And I'm also going to sign a second one in Reece Nichols, I believe. Or do we get... I don't know if we want to spend all that money. We still have 10 million if we buy this coach, so this scout. So it kind of makes sense just to get the best, to be honest. I don't see why you wouldn't get the best. So we'll get another one for 2.4 million. Now we've got 2 very good scouts. We'll send home to I'm not 100% sure because I haven't actually done it this year, so we'll have a quick look. I think we're going to select this Eastern European region just because it's quite a cheap price compared to mainland Europe where you've got like 114 grand. It's actually a lot cheaper. We could send him out to like Asia or something. They're really cheap, but we're going to give it a go. We've got Czech Republic, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia and Serbia, and then you can actually pick a country, so that's quite interesting. I kind of like the idea of Serbia or Czechoslovakia. Obviously quite good footballers. I think just because of the icon Hagi, I'm going to go for Romania. Obviously, we'll only do 3 months here. I'm kind of tempted just to go any, just to see what comes up. But at the same time, I'm kind of tempted to go for technically gifted. If we can get a Hagi region, then that would be absolutely fantastic. So we'll start that. That's for him. Now, I think for the other one, we're going to spend a bit more and go to his fellow country in Italy. And we'll also we'll only go 3 months because I think at the time that's perfectly fine. We'll get a few players from there, then we'll move on to something else, and I think we'll go for an attacker just because generally I don't tend to use defensive generated players. I always go for the attackers, so we'll send those both out obviously to Romania and Italy. We'll take them a bit of time to set that up, and then eventually we'll get some players in. Next game against Brentford, then they are currently 8th, a point above us, of course. If we do win, we can potentially move up to into the playoffs, basically, so that'd be absolutely fantastic. Still a bit of a shame Stoke and Forest are occupying those top 2 positions, but hopefully when we get a bit of form, we'll be able to chase them and get those positions for ourselves. So, yeah, I think I'm actually going to use the Brentford home kit, since that's what they used in real life. Even, I think they had white shorts as well. I could be wrong. But nevertheless, I'm going to go for Nugent up front for this game. I don't think Waghorn's quite doing it at the minute. Did alright in his first few games, but hasn't scored in a while. Some with the ball here. Out wide to Harry Wilson. Hopefully going to cut inside and get the shot off. It's being, just wide of the post. Free kick here on the edge. I'm going to lay it off for Bryson with the long shot. Oh, it's a great save from Bentley. I was kind of hoping Thorne would be the one with the long shot, but nevertheless still quite decent. It's gone into the box now though. Millen with the header again. Saved by Bentley. I find it very difficult this game to break their defence down. And there we go, full time against Brentford. It is our first 0-0 of the career mode. I think it was, I don't know, I feel like I could have maybe scored in the first half, but in the second half we got a bit closer, but not quite enough to find the back of the net. I am finding, in terms of scoring, quite difficult on FIFA 19 in general. So I've got this message from Simon. It kind of means nothing because like you could get this and literally nothing happens anyway, so I'm not too fussed. We're also going to be playing in the next game against Oxford United, of course, and I've realised that Jamie Hansen, of course, is going to be probably in that lineup, so it'll be quite interesting to see how the old bruiser does. Here's the Oxford team then for today's game. They have got John Massinho in the defence, the former Burton man, and then obviously Jamie Hansen, the former Derby man. Really interested to see how he does. Luke Garbett there at left back, of course. Everton. I don't know if he still plays for Everton or not. Carruthers in the cam position. I think that's Jamie Mackey up top, and Connor Brannigan next to Jamie Hansen. It's a very good team actually. We've made multiple changes. George Evans coming in for his debut at holding midfield, see how he does. Pearce in the defence, Simon in goal, Olsen, Joseph, I've tried Holmes down the middle because he can actually play cam in his positions, and Bennett on the left and Jack Marriott up top. Good ball over the top here, out wide to Henry. It's gone into the box, header at the near post, and it is a goal. Kind of surprised Ep6 didn't win that, and it is Jamie Mackie, the former Forest man, with the goal to make it 1-0 in the cup. And yeah, he has got 3 goals so far, and we've definitely been on the back foot. We haven't even had a shot yet. Ball out to Joseph. Not really many targets in the box, but we have found Holmes on the edge. Now with the shot, and with the post, the only thing in between him and scored. I thought he actually scored then. Through here for Holmes with the shot and with the goal. The only person that seems to be scoring at the moment, Dwayne Holmes, with the goal. Obviously in the last game didn't play due to fitness reasons. But again, I think that's his 4th goal now in 5 games, maybe 4 games. I think he's scored in every single game he's played in so far. And there we go, full time. It is going to have to go to penalties again. I think we've drawn every single game so far, 1-1, and then won it on penalties. So hopefully history repeats itself. Nicely tucked away by Nugent to kick off the penalty shootout. Jamie Mackie with the first one. Not much power on that. Going to go to the right, and he has. Obviously, Simon, our goalkeeper, has won the penalty shootouts for us most of the time. Going to go to this left side and have put it away with Joe Ledley. If we could save this, that'll put us in a great position. Obviously, it is Henry. Going to go to the left. He's gone right. Now Lawrence, can he make it 3-1? That would be great. Going to go to the right, and he's put it away. I'm finding penalties a lot easier this year to save it, especially because all you have to do is actually dive the right way. Oh, and he's gone that way as well. I think I'm just going to go that way because every time it seems to go that way. And we put it away with Joseph soon. Save this and we win it is Brannigan. Going to go to the right. Oh, he's dived a little bit too much. Now with Bryson to win it. And he has. There we go. We are through to the next round. Penalties again is what it takes. And yeah, it's a little bit stressful, I must say, taking these all these penalties in pretty much every episode. But we are going through to the next round. Hopefully we get a bit of a bigger team. Wisdom back from injury then, that's good, as obviously we are through to the next round. Match rescheduled against Middlesbrough to November, so that's when we'll play that game on the 28th of October. Scout report back from Guendouzi. He's like pretty low rated, like he's only 67 rated. It's like George Evans, for example. But obviously he's 19 years old and probably has at least like 80 potential, if I'm thinking right. So yeah, let's have a look at the calendar to see who we do have in the next round of the Cup. It is going to be Bristol City. Now, the funny thing is about this is I was meant to be playing Bristol City, I think, in either this game or that game. It might have been that one. Actually, it wasn't. It was definitely this one. So we were meant to be playing Bristol in that game, but obviously we had to restart the career mode to get all the squads updated. So we'll be playing them in the round of 16 at the end of October. We've got quite a nice break as well. There's 5-day gap after that West Brom game, so we should have a fully fit team. Next game though against Bolton Wanderers away at home. It's going to be interesting, I must say. Like we're not obviously doing that well in the Championship. We are currently just above mid-table in 10th, but we're only 2 points off the playoffs, so as long as we're staying reasonably close, I'm not too worried at the minute, and hopefully we can get back to winning ways with a win against Bolton. Here we are then against Bolton. They do actually have the same stadium as us, Sanderson Park. They are playing the same formation as well. Matthews in goal, David Wheater and Hobbs in the defence, Gary O'Neill, the guy who got sent off in the playoff final against Derby, of course, with QPR. Buckley on the left, Ambiobi on the right, and Ozdemir and Donaldson up front, who's actually the top goal scorer, so going to have to keep an eye on him, of course. We've made a few changes, brought back Huddleston into the team. I think I just need a bit more of a pass in midfielder, Keogh into the defence, and Wagon up front. We just need to get goals now. It's finding it kind of difficult.
About to make a change.
Chance here for Bolton with the shot, and it's in the back of the net. That is ultimate difficulty for you. If you leave a gap, they will put it into it. And it's Bolton with the first goal of the game. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure. It might be Ozdemir, but it's a cracking strike. It is actually Buckley, the winger. So yeah, I don't know. I'm finding it very difficult, but at least it's realistic in a way. Like I'm finding it a challenge to actually get shots off and stuff like that. But I don't know what I need to do.
Looking good, this move.
Into Wagon with the shot. And that's... that is a ridiculous strike from Martin Waghorn to get, I think, his second goal. He hasn't scored many, to be honest, and that's why I've not been scoring too many in the games. But that is an absolute strike, straight from kickoff, pretty much. Just went on the attack with Bryson, laid it off here. Thought I'd have a go, because why not? The keeper actually got his hand to it, but it wasn't enough to keep that out, because it was an absolute rocket. And yeah, I'm glad we got that goal, because we're back in it straight away. Free kick here, very dangerous area, but I think a little bit too close to go up and over the wall, so I'm just going to lay it off. Have Waghorn with the shot, and with the post. Come on, Holmes, saved by the keeper. Oh, I can't quite get it in. Let's throw the dice then. We've literally got 30 seconds to get a decent header on it with Keogh. Cleared off the line, and then it's just scrambled in. It is Richard Keogh, I think he's only scored a handful of goals for Derby County, but he's managed to win it for us in the last seconds of the game. I just pressed B about 4,000 times to see if it went in, and he has got his first goal this season, and hopefully that's the 3 points. There it is, full time, literally just kicked off, and we've got the 3 points. I should have done a lot better in that game. I should have won that a lot sooner. Obviously Waghorn with a bit of magic from nothing, and Keogh in the last seconds. I don't know if a formation change is needed. We had 22 shots, but a lot of those from distance, mainly with Tom Huddleston. Into a bit of training then. One thing I am going to actually change is take Tom Lawrence out, because he's still 74 rated, so he's quite decent, and we are going to put Simon in just so that he just grows in a bit of stats. Of course, he is very young, and yeah, I'm kind of happy with that setup. It's kind of a shame that Jack Marriott's not quite... I don't think I've scored with him yet. We'll have a quick look on the stats. So if you look at the stats here, I'll show you the top goal scorers. 5 goals in 14 for Martin Waghorn, then 4 in 8 for Dwayne Holmes, 3 in 15 for Tom Lawrence, Mount with a couple, Bryson with a couple, Nugent, Wilson, Keogh and Ledley. That's literally it for our goal scorers. It'll be interesting to see how Chris Martin's doing out on loan at Hull, because that's the kind of player that seems to be quite good on FIFA 19. You need a big bulky target man striker, and we got one out on loan with Chris Martin, so maybe a recall is necessary, because I think 5 goals in pretty much 15 games, 1 goal every 3 games just isn't enough if we are going to look to get promoted. And we do have Luke Thomas coming back in January, a bit more of a winger though in my opinion. With that win then against Bolton, it does put us in a very nice position, only technically 1 point off the playoffs, and if we do win against our next opponent Norwich, we can potentially go into the playoffs. So I feel like we are kind of in a bit of a goal situation, because as you can see, we've only scored 11 and conceded 8, whereas teams above us have scored like 16, 15, 14, 17 and 20. So I think we are slacking a little bit in goals, but it's just really me trying to learn the gameplay. Injury here to Keller Roos, but luckily obviously we've got 2 goalkeepers, so it's not much of an issue. Really enjoying the football. I want to start the next game. I probably will start Keogh, because he's done quite well. Sell me in the next window. I'm not being selected, so what's the point? Like, I don't know how many games we've played, and he's played quite a few. I do kind of see his point though. We did sign him as an important player. He's actually played... So he has only played 2 games, so he has kind of got a point, and he did do very well in those Carabao Cup games, so I think I will bring him in every now and then. I do kind of want to keep Carson involved though, obviously. Maybe we'll just rotate keepers each game. But I think on that note, we are going to end the episode here. I must say we did get very lucky in that Bolton game. Like, I probably didn't deserve the win. Obviously we drew against Brentford, the 0-0 at the start of the episode, then we drew against Oxford. I'm kind of keeping it to 3 games an episode. I may go up to 4 depending on what happens. Obviously in this episode we started the Scout Network, so that takes up a bit of my time, but I think 3's about right. Let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, leave a like rating if you did enjoy this episode. Make sure you do leave some comments on any signings, because by the time I record the next episode, we'll be moving on towards November. So in terms of like scouting the players, that takes about a month. So it's really a quick process, and we've got about 10 mil to spend, and I think a striker is probably the thing that we're going to be looking for, since we're not scoring. I could obviously bring back Chris Martin, that's one option, and I don't know if you can actually do it early. Like, let's say I recall the player now, does he come back literally immediately, or do I have to wait until the 1st of January when the window does open back up? Obviously we've got Wisdom coming back, so that should help us slightly in terms of squad. max load coming back in January, so it's going to be an interesting one. I can't wait to see the squad when we do get around to January, because obviously we've got a few players coming back, and potentially I could be tempted to bring back Chris Martin. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, leave a like rating if you did enjoy, and see you soon, bye.